So in December 1997, there was a racially motivated attack on an Asian family who were a core part of the church. The attack took place in the early hours of the morning. 3 of the 4 family members were left with very serious injuries, all requiring extensive hospital treatment. And the attack was the culmination of a campaign of racial harassment against this Asian family from people in the area who did not want an Asian family living in that house. So after the attack, it became very clear very quickly that the police and local authority in advance hadn't taken appropriate steps to protect the family. In fact, they'd prosecuted one of the family members for complaining about the treatment that they were getting from this other family. And it became clear that the police hadn't properly investigated the assault. So witnesses weren't spoken to. There were 3 people that saw the men coming into the house. They weren't spoken to. There was a beer bottle that had been smashed over the head of one of the family, had a thumbprint on it, and they hadn't even checked it against the against the police database. So one of the things that we did, one of the first things we did, is we organised a public meeting on the 1st of July 1988 at Greenford Baptist Church. We had Neville Lawrence there speaking. We had Sugh Vreel there, both of whom had experienced, obviously, the death of family members. And again, with a lack of police investigation. The BBC were there, other journalists were there, and it got a fair bit of coverage in both the Christian media and in other media afterwards as well. As a result of that, the police, another police team were appointed to investigate a little bit late in the process. But I wasn't satisfied with that because this family had been badly treated by the police. So I wanted them to make a complaint to the Police Complaints Authority. And they said, basically, we don't have confidence in the Police Complaints Authority, they're just more police. So I wrote to the chair of the Police Complaints Authority and said, what evidence can you give me that will furnish this family with the confidence to come to you and make a complaint? And long story short, probably 6-9 months later, they made a formal complaint to the Police Complaints Authority. There were 21 complaints altogether, of which 20 were upheld by the Police Complaints Authority. And that resulted in the police beginning to change some of their procedures. I think it was probably 18 months or 2 years later, I was invited to a meeting with the father from the family and someone else as well to come along. Arlington Trotman came along as well to meet with the police commanders to look at their new procedures they had in place to try and prevent an action like this happening again.